Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Anybody that's new to the channel, my name is Chris, and in this video we're going to be talking about a penny stock called HITIF, ticker symbol HITIF. Now HITIF is another cannabis company. We all know in the year 2021 the cannabis industry has been growing, no pun intended, but HITIF has been doing things differently, different in fundamentals and different in how they actually want to go in the near future. No wonder this company has 4x in value in less than a month. So in this video I want to give you guys an overview of the company, talk about some earnings and the growth potential that HITIF actually has. At the end of the video, I'm gonna give you guys my price predictions and an overall description about this company. And as always try to give you guys the most up-to-date information that I possibly can. If there's something you like and do enjoy, please make sure you guys give me a big thumbs up. It does help me out. So without further ado, guys, let's talk about cannabis. Let's talk about HITIF. HITIF Inc., ticker symbol HITIF, right now is trading at 77 cents. Okay, so this is a penny stock. When it comes to penny stock, guys, I always try to remind you guys, when it comes to penny stocks, there is a lot of volatility. But don't worry, when it comes to great quality companies, you're gonna always have your kicks and bumps. But if you hold it long term, there's a lot of profitability if you hold it long term. Now, if you can see in the past 5 trading days, guys, this company was trading around 45 cents and has increased in value. And in the past month, it was trading at 21 cents. Okay, right now they have a market cap of $372.1 million with an average volume of 7.6 million. HITIF Inc. is a Canada-based retail-focused cannabis company. The company operates as a retailer of recreational cannabis with approximately 69 current locations across all of Canada. Okay, so if we take a quick look at their financials, we can see that their EPS, their earnings per share, has been slowly increasing, and right now in the last quarter has been steady. Okay, it's breaking even right now, which in all is pretty good for investors. Right now, their operating income in 2019 was negative 18 million, and their balance sheet shows more assets than liabilities. When it comes to investments and investing into stocks, that is always a good thing. They have an operating cash flow in 2019 of negative $14.8 million. The rising tide of cannabis. Now, HITIF has been around since 2009. They have many different types of retail stores in Canada, and as of now, they have 69 retail stores all across Canada and have the largest accessory e-commerce platform in the world. Okay, now these are the different types of brands that HITIF actually is part of or actually owns, and the only one that I actually really know is Valiant. I hope I did say that one right, but Valiant is probably one of the most well-known brands that is out there. Okay, and HITIF is actually part of that specific brand. They have 449 million outstanding shares out there for a lot of investors out there, and this is the balance sheet for HITIF. Okay, one of the important things that I want to talk about is the summary income statement, which you can see that right here, anything that is in parentheses when it comes to net income, anything that's in parentheses is called a loss. So in the Q3 of 2020, they had a net profit of 4,268. And when it comes to the summary balance sheet, the two key numbers is this, okay? The total assets and the total liabilities, which is 75,874 for assets and 75,874 for liabilities, meaning their liabilities and their assets are breaking even. And one of the biggest points in their balance sheet is this. In 2020, in Q2, HITIF became the first Canadian public cannabis retailer to report positive adjusted EBITDA, okay, which is awesome. Now they have been breaking even in their balance sheet. Now, these are the different types of brands that we talked about earlier. They have 2 online brands, 4 cannabis and accessories brick and mortar brands, and 1 wholesaling brand, which is called Vigilance, okay, which is the one I talked about, which I believe is probably one of the most well known. Okay, when it comes to cannabis companies and when it comes to penny stocks in general, guys, we always like to see the types of goals this specific company actually has. In my opinion, I always look at long-term goals. I never really necessarily look at the short-term goals because I'm always going to be a long-term investor. If I ever buy a penny stock or any specific stock, I'll try to hold the company long-term. So I always look at their long-term goals. It's to build better brands, develop responsible customer relationships, play a key role in shaping a world-leading Canadian cannabis industry, deliver shareholders an industry-leading return on investment, and earn premium multiples as a public company through strategic stewardship, disciplined capital allocation, and strong governance. Okay, so in my opinion, when I read stuff like this, it does make me kind of happy as a potential investor. This is the timeline of all the brands that they founded or co-founded since 2009. And 2 key points that I want to mention here was that they invested $10 million in Aroa Cannabis, okay, which I didn't really know. And they also invested $4.5 million in Euphoria, which another thing I didn't know. If anybody knows, Aurora Cannabis is probably one of the most well-known cannabis companies out there. And Euphoria has been doing a lot of great things with Tilray stock as well. If you guys want to see a video on Tilray, I also did a video on Tilray. I'm going to put the link down in the description if you guys are interested at that. Also, if you look down here in the bottom right corner, they have 67 branded retail cannabis stores all across Canada, okay? But lately, they have been improving, and they've even made a 70th nationwide cannabis store in Canada. So this company has been doing some great things as of late, buying into companies, investing into companies, and even making more retail stores. And we all know that Canada is probably the gold mine for cannabis companies. That's why a lot of cannabis companies are located in Canada. They have more profit and more revenue over there in Canada. And when it comes to the revenue, they have increased 180% to $23.2 million from $8.29 million in the same quarter of last year, okay, which in my opinion is pretty damn good. They had a gross profit increase of 202% to $9.23 million from $3.06 million in the same time year over year. And their income from operations has been positive with $2.11 million compared to a loss of operations of $4.04 million, okay? And the most important thing when it comes to companies is their cash on hand. How much money do they actually have? And this time, this quarter round, they have $7.11 million and has increased from $810,000. And in my opinion, when it comes to penny stocks, guys, it's always good to always have cash in hand. Why? To reinvest back into the company, and in this case, to build up more retail locations, right? When it comes to High Tide, guys, I've been getting a lot of questions whether High Tide is a good investment or not, and whether this company is better than CNDL. And in my opinion, guys, the cannabis industry is still a growing industry, and it is going to see a lot of volatility, no matter what type of cannabis company you actually start to invest in, whether it's Sundial Growers, Tidal, or High Tide in this case, okay? But the most important thing in my opinion, guys, is how much cash in hand or what are the future goals long term that the company is actually going to be doing, okay? High Tide is well versatile. They actually have an e-commerce platform that is the largest in the world. That probably does make them a lot of revenue. I do understand when COVID happened, they did have a lockdown and it did kind of affect the operations last year. But this company is still a growing company. It is a penny stock, so the volatility is going to be there. They are going to continue to build up more retail stores, and the moment the United States legalizes marijuana, best believe the High Tide is going to become a big impact company when it comes to the cannabis industry, and is going to emerge inside the United States. So this company, I do see a lot of future potential and a lot of future growth in this company. I have been making a lot of cannabis stock videos because I do believe in the cannabis industry. The cannabis industry is an industry that is going to continue to keep on growing. It's not just going to be the EV world, but it's also going to be the cannabis world as well. And I do believe High Tide is going to be one of those companies that's going to benefit from the cannabis growth. Okay, no pun intended with growth and High Tide. But High Tide is going to be a company to reckon with. And especially that with my price target, guys, I do believe that in a couple weeks, the price target for this company will probably even reach $1. I am pretty optimistic in this company and the future growth potential of this company. In the future, that they are trying to basically expand the horizon, better their e-commerce platform, have more retail stores, and basically make more revenue. They did invest in Euphoria, and they are going to be making a lot of money when Euphoria joins in with Tilray. Okay, if you guys are interested in learning more about that, I actually did make a video on Tilray, the link down in the description. But High Tide is going to be making a lot of profit for the rest of year 2021, and I'm really bullish on all of cannabis companies this year, especially companies like High Tide. So that's basically the video, guys. I do hope you guys are well informed and more up to date on this company. If you guys want a follow-up video on this company, please comment down below with big thumbs up, and I'll do a follow-up company, more in-depth details to what is actually going on in the operations with High Tide. As always, I always try to give you guys the most up-to-date information that I possibly can. If this is something you like and do enjoy, please make sure you guys give me a big thumbs up. It does support me and the channel as well. We have been growing. We are almost at 650 subscribers. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe down below and to follow the journey of potential money making. Alright guys, so that's basically the video. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys that have watched the video all the way through, and comment down below and also like the video as well. If anybody has any further questions, please comment down below. I would like to discuss with you on whether or not High Tide is a potential growth company and a potential impact player in the cannabis industry as well. Alright guys, so please take care of yourselves, please wear your mask, be safe out there, and peace out guys. Have a great day. Bye, till next time.